Have you ever wondered why sometimes you get results and other times you fail to reach your goals? Well, stay tuned because I'm going to give you the answer in this video and show you what you can do about that. Hi, and welcome to this edition of Strategy with Spirit. And if you're joining me for the first time, I'm Nicola, your mission mentor, international best-selling author and contributing author to Ready, Aim, Captivate, along with Deepak Chopra and Jim Stovall, to name a few. Well, my claim to fame and what made me the mission mentor was that I helped save a billion-dollar industry from ruin, made history, and won an award for my role in that victory. Well, how I managed to achieve in just 6 months something that industry had failed to do in 7 years was by implementing a winning mission strategy that incorporated strategy with spirit and the undefeatable laws of nature. What I discovered throughout implementing my winning mission strategy was that the more I aligned that strategy to the universal laws of nature, the better and easier the results were. And when I was off track, going down the path of stuff I made up, misaligned with those laws of nature, I didn't get great results. In fact, I didn't get good results. And one of the universal laws of nature critical to my success was the law of purpose. And the law of purpose says that everything, including you, exists to fulfill a purpose. Therefore, your greatest fulfillment will be derived from fulfilling that purpose. But here's what I've found, and I think is critical to getting consistent positive results in life. Living the higher aspect of your life purpose guarantees your success precisely because you were born to do this very thing. And being in tune with the universal law of purpose, you have the entire universe at your disposal to help you reach your mission milestones. Well, have you heard of that saying, until one is committed, there is a hesitancy, the chance to draw back? And it goes on to say that the moment you definitely commit yourself, then providence moves in. All sorts of things occur to help you that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in your favor all manner of unforeseen incidences and meetings and material assistance, which no one could have dreamed would have come your way. Well, I've discovered it's the same for stepping into your higher aspect of your purpose, your higher purpose, that thing you're here to do. When you step into your higher purpose, all manner of unforeseen incidences and meetings and material assistance show up, which no one could have dreamed would have come your way. Well, that's leverage, isn't it? Where you get better results with less effort, and you're leveraging the universal laws of nature, and in this case you're leveraging the law of purpose to create more with less. I found this to be true for myself, my clients, and many successful people I've met as well. So it's important for you to find that very thing that you're here to do then. So let's examine this law of purpose a little more closely so you can learn more about what steps in to guarantee your success in your career, business and life and surpass your goals, even experiencing unforeseen material assistance to help you along the way. Well, I'm going to go big picture first. See, every law in our universe exists to perform a function that keeps the entire universe alive and expanding. And the law of purpose is the law that operates in absolutely everything that exists to give it meaning and provide for the interconnectedness of the cosmos to keep revolving, existing and expanding. The purpose of the trees is to assist in the coherence of our planet, preventing it from falling apart and life on the planet dying off. Trees perform this purpose by making oxygen for us to breathe, providing shelter and habitats for the animal kingdom to live and breed in. Trees prevent soil erosion and produce food. So without trees, then, humans and mammals would suffocate, starve to death, and the ground beneath our feet would slip away. Because the trees also play a role in climate balance and regulation. So the ocean has a purpose to balance the atmosphere and the climate, among many other things, and the ocean absorbs carbon dioxide, therefore reducing carbon emissions, regulating the oxygen we get to breathe. It plays an important role in climate regulation, cloud formation and rain that helps plants to grow so that we can eat. Without the ocean, we'd probably shrivel up and dehydrate. The purpose of the sand dunes is to protect the land from the ocean intruding too far inland, so land dwellers and habitats can exist, live and survive. Without the purpose of the dunes, we'd probably all drown. Now, everything in nature, in tune with its purpose, attracts other aspects of nature to help it carry out its purpose via the precision of interconnecting laws of nature. The law of purpose is just one of them, and it's no different for us humans either. The universe is there with all its laws to help us fulfill our purpose too. It's just that it gets a little more complicated when it comes to we humans. Well, the difference for us is that because we have a complex brain and ego, and we've created complex societies in which we live, our purpose can vary from individual to individual. So while we humans will always be performing our purpose at some level, we are not always cognizant of or actively fulfilling our life purpose or our higher purpose. And one of the things that's not widely taught about life purpose is that we each have a unique set of expression modalities that best carry out our life purpose. It is these soul primary expression modalities that carry with them the blueprint for our financial well-being, since we live in a monetary society. Well, these expressions carry our greatest joy and expansion, as well as the guarantee of success in life, providing we stay aligned to those expressions and we don't keep wandering off track. So much has been said about how to find your life purpose and what your life purpose is, but very little is taught about how you express that life purpose, and there's the distinction that makes the difference. This is the distinction that gives us the greatest clues to where our success and greatest financial reward within our purpose can be found. So the distinction is perhaps one of the biggest, most critical concepts for us to understand if we want to be consistent in getting results we desire and reaching our goals. So let me answer that question I posed at the beginning of this video. Why do we sometimes get great results and other times we fail to reach our goals? Well, one of the reasons is that because we are not in alignment with the precise soul primary expression modalities we've come here to express our life purpose through. In my latest book, Discover What You're Here to Do, Find the Clues, Follow Your Path, I talked about the phenomenal results I created when I discovered that my primary expression modality was writing, not educating. And I want to go into that idea in a little bit more detail here. So while educating people on how to live in harmony with the laws of nature is an important part of my purpose, by going through my own mission blueprint process not so long ago, I discovered writing was my primary expression modality. My soul had chosen for me to express my purpose. When I look back at how I managed to achieve in just 6 months an impossible mission of saving a billion-dollar industry from ruin, writing was the primary modality of my expression. I did a lot of speaking, educating and traveling, but writing was a dominant expression. I did not know at the time that writing was my primary expression modality. I learned this in hindsight. So when I rearranged my entire business to focus more on my soul's primary expression modality, a number of amazing things occurred, which I describe in my book. All manner of unforeseen incidences and meetings and material assistance stepped in to bring about results that far surpassed my goals and which I could not have dreamed would come my way. See, I stepped into that land of mystical, magical, miracle aspect of our loving universal creator and its laws. And one of those mystical, magical miracles was that I surpassed my goal to become an international best-selling author in my 50th year on this planet. And that had been a lifetime goal of mine. Well, I turned 50 just a few months ago. I know, I'm not doing too badly, am I? I'm not just a one-time best-selling author now, I'm a 3-time best-selling author, and in just a few months I might be adding another book to that list. Now that result was quickly created within 6 months of me realigning my business and life purpose to my soul's primary expression modality. So, interesting number, there's 6 again. I surpassed a life goal in just 6 months. I saved a billion-dollar industry from ruin in just 6 months. I don't know if the number 6 has significance here. It's just interesting to note. And it certainly means fast results in terms of what I've experienced. And I think 6 in numerology means union, love, and perfection. So perhaps by me doing what I love, being in union with my soul and its chosen expression modality, perfect circumstances manifested to surpass my goal in super speedy time. So here's one of the dynamics at play here. When we humans are unaware of our effect on the entire ecosystem, in fact the entire cosmos, we can automatically act from egoic intentions. In other words, we act outside what our life purpose is. So now we are in conflict with our soul or higher self, who has a clear intention to fulfill its higher purpose. We're in conflict. As a microcosm of the macrocosm, this conflict between the soul's purpose and ego's intention is why we have world conflict. When we begin to solve that conflict in ourselves, we begin to solve world conflict. So when we align to our soul's intentions and our soul's primary expression modalities to express our higher purpose, there is no conflict. There is success because the entire universe steps in to help with that purpose. And now we are in alignment with the greatest power there is. There is fulfillment because you were born to fulfill a higher purpose. There is happiness, joy, contentment, achievement, and satisfaction. Changing your life to be in harmony with the law of purpose is the only way then to produce positive and purposeful results consistently. So sometimes you make that change unconsciously simply by following your bliss or what makes you happy. But when you make that change consciously, you can also learn more about the distinctions needed to not only follow the bliss within your purpose, but also find the money or find a way to properly monetize that purpose. Now last year I helped over 1,000 entrepreneurs find and follow their higher purpose and align their business to their soul's primary expression modality. And now I'm beginning to see they too are getting fast and consistent results. I want you to be expressing phenomenal results this year. So we need to find your soul's primary expression modalities and get your business realigned for this fast result. So first let's look at why this alignment could be producing fast results for you so you can see how important this alignment is. Imagine for me, if you will, that you have a lot of egoic goals, purposes, and maybe even some should activities in your day, i.e. things that you should be doing. If any of these are not in alignment with your life purpose or your soul's primary expression modalities, then you have somewhat of a zigzag path to walk towards your desired result. You're taking the slow path and you might not get there because you could get so discouraged, or you might give up halfway, or just as you're about to arrive, you give up. Have you ever been discouraged? I know I have. Now imagine if you were in alignment with your soul, another name for your higher self. The path is straight now, and as you walk it, do you think you might be able to pick up speed? Yes, for certain. When you don't have to dodge, get distracted with tasks not on purpose, or too many tasks that don't directly lead you to your desired result, you slow down. When you don't have those distractions, you speed up. Incidentally, something else I've discovered is that the best way for you to monetize your life purpose is through knowing your precise soul's expression modalities. This is the law of purpose, law of economy, and law of abundance working with precision and union. So if you're not getting the results you think you should be getting, if you're struggling hard to get ahead but nothing seems to be budging for you, if you're getting consistent results, if you're stuck, if you think you're living your life purpose but you're struggling financially, then you've got some finer distinctions to learn about what your soul's primary expression modalities are and how that fits in with your higher purpose and the proper monetization of that purpose. It is imperative to find your soul's primary expression modalities if you want to achieve consistent results this year and not suffer from goal failure. Finding your soul's primary expression modalities is relatively simple because your soul has been dropping clues throughout your life as to what those expressions are. You are already expressing them in some form, but it's when you express them in the higher form that those unforeseen incidences, meetings, and material assistance show up to leverage your effort. So for example, I used to always write notes. I never did anything without writing a list of notes on what to do and how to do it and when to do it. I know, obsessive, right? But that was a clue that I was to be a writer. And when I started writing more, expressing my life purpose incidentally, I stopped obsessively writing all of those notes and lists. So if you want to pick up speed and learn to leverage the universal law of purpose, you need to align yourself to your soul's primary expression modalities. So how do you do that? Well, it's a little more complex than one e-zine video can give you, so I've prepared and recorded a mentoring session with me taking you through some of those processes I outlined in my book, Discover What You're Here to Do. And in these processes, you'll discover at least one, if not all, of your soul primary expression modalities. The mentoring is completely free of charge when you purchase my new book, Discover What You're Here to Do. And look, I've made the book a no-brainer, won't break the bank price for you today. You can get the Kindle version and read it on your internet browser if you don't have a Kindle. So you can find those soul primary expression modalities right now and begin to have those unforeseen incidences, meetings and material assistance show up in your life to make things easier for you to reach your goals. You'll get the solid foundational information you need around finding what it is you're here to do by reading the book. It doesn't take long to read, it's a short book and gets right to the heart of the matter. And when you email me the receipt, you'll automatically get the free training that walks you through finding the clues to what your soul's primary expression modalities are. And you can get all that information at discoverwhatyouareheretodo.com or clicking the link below. Now, I truly believe that when each of us steps into our higher purpose, expressing ourselves through our soul's primary expression modality, we will do a lot to reduce the conflict in the world and solve many of the world's problems. Because coded within each and every one of us and our higher purpose is a seed that solves someone's problem, if not the world's problems. So I'm on a personal mission this year to help 1,000 people find and follow their higher purpose. I'd appreciate it if you could share this video on your social media or embed it on your blog and email it to your friends. Together, let's get the world on a higher purpose and reduce the conflict going down today, hey? So thanks for listening, and once again, here's a reminder that you can grab my book and the mentoring sessions at discoverwhatyouareheretodo.com, and I'll be seeing you next month. Bye for now.